Well, never sell your Bitcoin. That's a little phrase that they have. I don't know if that's right or not.
President Trump has directed we are going to keep the U.S. the dominant reserve currency in the world, and we will use stable coins to do that. We are going to keep the U.S. the dominant reserve currency in the world, and we will use stable coins to do that.
A type of money that can only be spent for a specific number of reasons. And some worry about that state control or whatever, but like in this particular narrow use case, you want to give checks to individuals to get the economy moving again.
Yeah.
So if you think of programmable money that expires if you don't spend it.
Me and the other people in this room do believe that the crypto, blockchain, Web3 infrastructure is the next iteration of the financial system. And I think that the U.S. should have its leadership position continue in that new financial system.
As you said, you're a pioneer in this place, and this is where we're going. We're using the blockchain, we're using Bitcoin, we're going to use digital assets to pound forward, and Donald Trump is leading the way. Can't be more proud of you.
If you think of Bitcoin as property in cyberspace, and you say, where is all the money in the world headed? Well, it's headed from foreign countries, China, Russia. It wants to go to cyberspace. It wants to go from the physical world to the digital world. So if you think about Bitcoin as cyberspace, then the logic behind a Bitcoin strategic reserve is not so much you're storing up Bitcoin. It's really that you're taking control of planting the flag in cyberspace, because the digital economy is going to be capitalized on Bitcoin. And if you get there first, before the AIs, before the foreigners, before the Europeans, the Africans, the South Americans, the Russians, and the Chinese, the U.S. can own it and benefit from it.
I think that we are going to see mass adoption outside the U.S. first, outside the Western countries first, and then we'll see that flow over. And eventually, again, the way that I've always talked about this, and I kind of see it happening now, is it's just another rail. Mm-hmm.
I'm always surprised by how big the crypto space is. People who come to these conferences, names that you would know that would come to these conferences, and then how on the traditional asset management or even the traditional finance side that there's literally blinders on to this massive growth in this community. And at some point, they have to come together. And I think the challenge is, from a regulatory standpoint, is that it's really difficult because it's very disruptive, but it's literally like two parallel universes kind of running together, along.
Who builds it all in China? Why are they building it all in China and giving us our iPhone? Why don't they make it here? You know, they used to say we don't have...
It's cheaper.
One answer, Mr. Secretary, is that wages are lower over there.
And now there are robots who can do it.
And I actually believe crypto is a currency of AI. We spoke about earlier how soon enough all of us will have multiple agents, AI agents working for us. They're going to inform us, they're going to support us, they're going to make transactions on our behalf. Yeah. So worldwide, there will be explosion of financial transactions 24/7. The traditional banks, the SWIFT system, they cannot support that. So crypto will play a bigger and bigger role in the age of AI.
But at the same time, we're going to digitize currencies very rapidly. And
When there's a crash, I hope it's going to be during this next 12 months. Because I don't want to be Herbert Hoover. The one president, I just don't want to be Herbert Hoover.
Donald Trump is the only president in American history, other than Herbert Hoover, who lost more jobs than he had when he came in. That's why I call him Donald Herbert Hoover Trump.
Going to a different economy, and we're going to be learning more about that as we go. But clearly, we're learning that things can be done from remote locations. We're learning that technology can replace people even more than we thought.
We're not going back to the same economy. We're recovering, but to a different economy, and it'll be one that is more leveraged to technology. And I worry that that is going to make it even more difficult than it was for many workers.
In Silicon Valley, and my friends who work in technology know that what we did to the manufacturing workers, we are now going to do to the retail workers, the call center workers, the fast food workers, the truck drivers, and then even bookkeepers, accountants, insurance agents, lawyers, and on through the economy. So what happened to the manufacturing workers is a very clear sign.
And so we'll import Chinese-based CBDC technology. So it's going to be CBDC in a box provided to you by the People's Bank of China.
But every stock, every bond, every currency, every commodity, every piece of art, every private business, every piece of real estate will eventually be a token on a blockchain, an entry on a ledger, permanent and immutable. We will have truth instead of trust, and we will save over $7 trillion a year. 6 to 8% of global GDP is wasted by the friction of the trust industry that's necessary when you have dual entry accounting. With triple entry accounting, which is what a blockchain is, we get rid of all of that friction. It's a beautiful future.
Like what you see in China and their social credit scoring systems, right? If we get identity wrong, it could be a tool to enslave humanity. And if we get it right, it could be a tool to liberate humanity. And as an American, I'm obviously rooting for the one that's on the side of freedom.
Bitcoin is an international asset. And also, I do believe the role of crypto is it's digitizing gold.
I actually believe this technology is going to be very important. Look at it. We have been part of a huge revolution in investing through ETFs. We believe that ETFs will be changing the whole way we invest. Many people still use it as a means, people are investing it for indexing. No, the majority of people who are putting money in in ETFs are active investors that are buying exposure. The entire bond market is being transformed as we talk right now. I believe the next generation for markets, the next generation for securities will be tokenization of securities. And if we could have that distributed ledger that we know every beneficial owner, every beneficial seller, we all have our code of who's buying, who's selling, instantaneous settlement. And think about it, it changes the whole ecosystem.
Chinese bank ICBC has been hit by a ransomware attack, and the U.S. Treasury market, as a result of that, has been disrupted. This, according to the Financial Times. We're going to get more right now with Bloomberg's Shonali Bassick. Shonali, what do we know?
Listen, we have the Financial Times now reporting that ICBC, one of China's largest banks here, was hit with a ransomware attack. And remember, they're a very significant intermediary in the Treasury market. The SIFMA has told its members that this has been part of the reason here that the system is kind of clogged up, if you will, during that auction that we saw a little bit before. The attack had prevented ICBC, according to the Financial Times, from settling Treasury trades on behalf of other market participants. A large executive at a major bank also telling the paper that such a large party on the fixed income clearing corp creates major concerns, potentially impacting the liquidity of Treasury markets.
Now, it was not just a poor auction. It was absolutely lousy, and when the dealers have to step in to save a treasury auction, that's a rare occurrence. And
welcome to the Crypto Teacher. And guys, please like and subscribe if you do like what you're listening to. Please inform your friends and family and spread it all over social media. It is imperative that we get back to learning finances and understand how the world really works, because once we understand how the world really works, we understand that it is all planned out. Now, I want to thank those who purchased the NWO book and the Crypto Teacher book. The NWO book shows you how the world really works, and especially in the times that we're in right now, it's definitely time for you to wake up out of that sleep. And in 2025, the NWO is going to turn on that alarm clock. It's up to you whether you wake up or not, whether you're going to hit that snooze button. Remember, my people perish from the lack of knowledge because they reject it. And guys, we're going to see stablecoin regulation, which is the foundation of this new digital economy, and it sets up down the road 2028, 2029 for that free money. And then also, of course, in the first quarter of 2025, we always get a correction. But we have trillions of dollars sitting on the sideline in money market accounts. And then plus, we know the Fed is going to cut rates. Not a lot this year, but they're definitely going to cut rates. So I see us getting a correction and then moving back up. And then we have the two powerhouses, China and the U.S., will step up these tariffs on each other. And of course, guys, that's going to hit certain parts of the market. But then we also have the hacks. We have the Birdman. We have the drums are beaten, and more movies to come, as we can see. And inflation is going to stay sticky, and layoffs are going to step up while they move in all this automation. And remember, the crypto teacher told you. And also, guys, I want to thank those who purchased the 3 kids books. It's time to re-educate. Also, much love to those who donate to the Cash App, Patreon. Much love. Keep it coming. Guys, if you're not a part of the Patreon, make sure you're donating to the channel through the actual Cash App. But guys, this next Bitcoin and crypto bull run is going to be a utility run. So you want to make sure you have the cryptos that have real utility. And much love to those who are shopping at both stores. Keep it coming. And of course, guys, we get into Bitcoin and cryptos first.
Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel.
And we have Bitcoin and crypto pulling back once again and took a plunge early this morning. And don't forget, we have CME that opens tonight is going to move the market. And once yield rates get to moving in the morning, it'll move the markets again. And this week is also going to be a roller coaster ride because we have CPI that comes out on Wednesday. And remember, the crypto teacher told you. So guys, make sure you're paying attention to the actual indicators. We had yield rates on Friday started to move up. And then we have the dollar down on Friday. We have volume and crypto right now down. We have Tether and USDC. And then, of course, guys, we have the Fed. Repo at 136 billion on Friday. Make sure you're pulling it on a daily basis during the week. And we know the Fed wants to keep rates higher for longer to destroy this legacy market so the 4th industrial revolution can rise. Whether robots, algorithms, and drones take the economy over, pay each other with crypto, and the sheep go inside the metaverse. And I know some of you, when you first listen, they're like, what are you talking about? Some of you who read the book did the same. But now everything that I have said has now come true. And now we enter into the next phase. And that's the real agenda of this 4th industrial revolution and the metaverse. And you get to hear it from the horse's mouth. Michael Saylor on the digital economy. We have Lucknick talking about manufacturing being done by robots. We have Scott Besson letting us know in order for the dollar to stay strong, stable coins will be used. And these stable coins are programmable, being able to tell you what, when, and how to buy. And you have 3 to 6 months to spend it or poof, it's gone. And we have the Middle East laying down the foundation for the metaverse. And remember, the crypto teacher told you. Now we have Texas leading the way. Texas passes a bill to establish a Bitcoin reserve. And what do they say? Getting ready for this digital economy. And we see all of our corporations have moved to Texas. Texas gets its own stock exchange, and we know that's going to be tokenized and put on blockchain. And we know Texas forbids income tax. So guys, remember, this is a plan. It moves in phases, but we can clearly see the puzzle coming together. It's just whether you want to see the truth or not. Remember, the crypto teacher gives you the truth, nothing but the truth. Yes, the truth hurts, but it sets you free. But because I give you the truth, you hate me. But don't forget, I'm just a watchman on the wall. And we have the Bitcoin, Ethereum, spot ETFs, BlackRock, Fidelity, and Grayscale. Bitcoin and Ethereum spot ETFs on Friday were down. And we have Volatility Shares has filed for a spot and leverage XRP ETF. And before any of these XRP ETFs can be approved, the SEC has to drop the case. And remember, since we're going to be getting stablecoin regulation, that case is going to be ending soon. And remember, the crypto teacher told you. And then lastly, we have Brazil's private postal service seeks blockchain and AI solutions for operations. And the emerging markets are going to lead us into the 4th industrial revolution. But as you can see, certain countries, and when you look at the United States, certain states test blockchain, AI, these digital assets, robots, algorithms, and drones before they're ready to be rolled out globally. But it doesn't matter what country you go to, they all have a plan for this digital economy. And remember, the crypto teacher told you, because he knows when it comes to the NWO, it's all planned out. But that's all I have for you. Don't forget about the books, Crypto Teacher and the New World Order book, plus the 3 kids books. It's time to re-educate. Also, new to cryptos, Coinbase, Bitrue, Binance. Do not forget book links and crypto links are in the description. The stock channel, guys. Don't forget to go like, subscribe, spread everywhere. You have your Kobo, your chip stocks, your banking, your gaming. While everybody's sitting at home, get home stocks, the Seaver, the biotech stocks. And while everybody's at home wishing they were still getting that free money, what are they doing? Drinking and smoking weed. Don't forget about those stocks, and you have a wonderful day. The most powerful person in the world is the storyteller. The storyteller sets the vision, values, and agenda of an entire generation to come. Steve Jobs. And guys, you know I truly believe in this. When you look at the New World Order, they're the storytellers. And that's the reason why I wrote my New World Order book. But guys, now it's time to change the current generation. And I wrote 3 kids books. You know I love the Trinity because I understand the power that's in it. So I have 3 books. We have an opportunity to change the generation, to educate, not just me, but I want to show you that I take action on a daily basis. And I want you to take action on a daily basis. Whether it's your job, whether it's in your community, we have an opportunity right now to educate the masses. I posted this on my Twitter account. Please share, but this is a short clip of the 3 books. There's going to be a clothing line and action figures. Please get these books for your kids, nephews, cousins, friends, so therefore we can start the re-education now. Because as we see, the 4th Industrial Revolution foundation is definitely here. Robots, algorithms, drones, taking humanity out the picture. We have to re-educate. But let's get into the video.
Part 1. King Joshua and Grandma Tam save the village. Part 2. King Joshua and Grandma Tam save New York from COVID 33. Part 3. King Joshua and Grandma Tam goes to China.
It's mandatory to get part 1, part 2, and part 3 of this series. It's time to re-educate Generation Z.